Not a 5 on 5, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to give you a 4 on 5. Because there is one part that and I'm sure it's on a motor, and then pops back in. But the way we use our phone, something that is popping out, you know, there can be some kind of a pressure we put onto it, there could be something where we bump it onto something else. The longevity of this, it looks too fragile to me. So could it be that, you know, I flick it on something and the pressure breaks it?
Sure.
Something like that. It's a scare. So that's why I'm saying 4 on 5 right now. So
okay. I think you mentioned two words, thin and fragile. So thin for sure. Fragile, I think we can check out a video. I have a video for you. So let's play that video.
Okay. Ballet dancing. So yeah, I think you guys deserve an applause for that one. So you not only got a ballet dancer to dance on a phone, so I don't think that's ever been done before. More interestingly, between 12.5 to 17.5 kgs of weight was put onto each of the cameras. So that I think is pretty remarkable. Okay, so let me put it this way, sold. Okay, this is an interesting one. But I'll tell you another thing which I don't know if when your engineers, your R&D departments, when they start to create an innovation, maybe they don't think of all the impact it can have. So let me think, I think I'm going to tell you something that you may not have realized, what you've done with the pop-out camera. See, the way we use our phones, the way we put them onto a table, we put them into our pocket, we have keys in our pocket, we have so many other things. Jeans pocket, women put them into a handbag, sometimes we put them into our man bags. So what happens is constantly as the screen and everything else is going through those little scratches, one of the things we don't realize is cameras don't have covers, right? Yeah. So there is something called micro scratches, and it is estimated that in 6 months of ownership of a phone, you get about 70,000 micro scratches on the lens. That's a very big deal because it's the way we use our phones, right? And what happens with those micro scratches is that while it's very difficult to spot them with the naked eye, however, they make a huge difference on the wrong side of things in our photography. You know, light scatters, the way the picture comes out much duller. So over a period of time, while we think that maybe it's the camera performance, it's really the screen getting those micro scratches. Now, what you may not have realized is by putting this pop-in, pop-out camera, we've literally given it a cover. It pops in and it's always protected. So I think something you may not have thought of, but here's another innovation. You'll not get micro scratches on this one. So this, I think, is a very big deal. At least your front selfies will always be crystal clear.
Sure. Great, great. The 70,000 number, certainly I didn't know. And I think that's a great piece of insight.
Actually, that would be the bare minimum. It usually goes more than that.
Okay, okay. So we've covered the display, the whole bezel-less display experience. We've covered the camera.
Right.
There's another third big innovation which we have, the in-display fingerprint scanner.
Right.
And you've used it for some time.
Correct.
What's your experience on the in-display fingerprint?
So I'll tell you what, like I said, that's the one that took me by shock because, you know, it's what put Vivo and gave them global headlines. All the geeks and the nerds and the reviewers and the bloggers and the journalists, everybody woke up. Because it really is true that, you know, you did it on the X20, that was fantastic. You put it in the Apex, that's very commendable. But while everyone in the media and the consumers have been applauding you, giving you those big global headlines, not very many people truly understand how difficult this technology actually is and why so many have tried and failed. So how is it? It's basically optical technology, you know.
Yes.
The most important thing is it has to have enough light to illuminate your finger, even though it's pressed against a screen. So the light that comes from within. It must work in sunlight.
Yes.
Most screens fail in sunlight, but this has to have enough brightness to recognize the ridges on your fingerprint. And it must do it in microseconds because had this technology been there, but I had to wait much longer than in a normal place where the fingerprint scanner would be, it wouldn't really have been the big deal that it is. So it works really quickly. So there's no finding a button, there's no, flipping the phone over to find the fingerprint scanner at the back. There's no camera lens that you are by mistake rubbing, thinking it's the fingerprint scanner. It's there, right there on the screen, very intuitively. And I have to say, on the NEX, I've realized it works much faster than before.
Yes, you're right. On the NEX, we've evolved our technology, and now the NEX in-display fingerprint scanner certainly works faster and is more accurate.
Okay.
My colleague Ankit, when he takes us through the product, will show us the whys and hows of it.
All right, great.
Okay. So one last question.
Okay.
What is your one-line response on NEX?
Okay, so that's my, so I have to give it a tagline, right? No, I'll tell you what. So there's one more thing I'm going to point out. I think it's a forgotten piece of technology, forgotten piece of innovation that we never ever talk about on phones. Even brands don't talk about it. It's been completely put to one side, and that is the sound itself, right? Eventually, you will use your phone to make voice calls. Eventually, you will use it to make WhatsApp calls and other things that actually need sound. And what you've been able to do with this, you've literally, and I'd like you all to try it because it's there in their demo zone. More than all the other really cool things, do try this out, and that is their sound casting technology. They've literally taken out the earpiece and thrown it away, and this is brand new technology, and I was quite afraid that it may be too loud for people also. But you know, from the way it enhances sound quality, the bass is very powerful, the treble is much smoother, and voice calls even from another area where there's a lot of sound comes together and comes through very, very nicely. So, you know, don't take my word for it, don't take his word for it. Try out the sound casting technology out there. You'll be quite pleasantly surprised that finally somebody thought sound was again very important. Now, or that one-liner that you want. So, you know, it's I think the exact first feeling that I got, and I'm going to take that and make it my tagline, and that is that I think it's a very radical and revolutionary way to deliver the future, but right now.
Oh, great. I think those were very encouraging words.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you and congratulations. And everybody do try out everything in the demo zone. I'm going to be right there with you guys, so I'll see all of you there. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thanks, Rajiv. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Rajiv giving us a sneak peek into his experience of the all-new NEX. Before our next product manager, Ankit, runs us through the product details with each of its features, I want to leave you with these thoughts. We are very proud of what we have for you today, but I can assure you that what we showcase today is only a fraction of our innovation pipeline. We will continue to explore all possibilities, rethink everything possible, be it design or technology, and continuously break industry conventions. All this to create a larger impact on the industry and to bring to our consumers the most impeccable smartphone experience. Ladies and gentlemen, the India journey for Vivo has been a great one so far. At our state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Greater Noida, we have been manufacturing not just our highest selling portfolio, but also creating premium and noteworthy products like the NEX. Yes, my dear friends, NEX is also being made in India, in our factory, with well-trained professionals who are crafting it with a lot of finesse and love. This is a clear testimony to our commitment to make in India. As a young, ambitious brand here to enrich and empower your lives, we are very hopeful that from here on, our journey in India is only going to become bigger and better. On that note, I would like to invite on stage Ankit, who will take us through the details and the in-depth technologies of the Vivo NEX. That's it from my side for today. Love India, love Vivo.
Thank you, Nipun. It's an honor to be on this stage. Hi, I'm Ankit, and it is my pleasure today to introduce Vivo NEX to India. In the beginning of 2018, we showcased something that the world had never seen before, the groundbreaking Apex prototype at Mobile World Congress. Amazing, stunning, incredible, and revolutionary are some of the words you used to describe the Apex. Not all comments were positive, though, I'll admit that. They said it is just a prototype. This will never become real. I don't think this is possible with the current technology. We are grateful for the love we got from you. And we understand your concerns as well. But we always had the belief in ourselves to fulfill our dream. And just a few months later, NEX is real. NEX is being mass-produced and is available for everyone to use. And now, I really know that you're very eager to know about the product. So I ask, what is NEX? The NEX is a new way of thinking. The NEX is a new way of looking at things. The NEX is an entire display. The display is the first thing that you notice when you use NEX. It is undeniably big, essentially bezel-less, and entirely notchless. The smartphone industry has been in the pursuit of making the phones as bezel-less as possible. One of the most widely adopted solutions has been the notch display. However, we at Vivo have always believed that notch was never the final solution, but rather a step towards making the phones truly bezel-less. I'm really excited to say that NEX is our attempt towards creating the ultimate bezel-less phone, which we proudly call the Ultra Full View display. The display of NEX is 6.59 inches big and comes with an aspect ratio of 19.3:9. Even though this number sounds very big in your head, it is as compact as an ordinary 5.7-inch smartphone. Also, we have kept the bezels extremely slim. Just 1.71 mm on the sides, 2.16 mm at the top, and 5.08 mm at the bottom, which gives it an astounding screen-to-body ratio of 91.24%. Yes, you heard that right. It is 91.24%. The Ultra Full View display is an incredible feat of engineering, but making it was not easy at all. Firstly, we had to get rid of the earpiece. Many people do not realize how revolutionary that is. But earpiece design in our industry had not changed for decades. But we wanted the top bezel to be narrower. So we created our own screen soundcasting technology, and now the sound is directly transmitted to the vibrating display of NEX to reach the receiver. What you get is a crystal clear sound quality along with a narrow, slim top bezel. We had to do a similar thing for the sensors. Traditionally, sensors also have to remain in front part of the screen to function well. But with NEX front being all display, we had to change that. For the light sensor, we developed our own light data compensation algorithm so that the light sensor can be placed beneath the display and still work properly. Take a moment to think about that. A light sensor which is literally out of sight. For the proximity sensor, we developed a micro-seam infrared distance sensing technology so that the proximity sensor can also be placed beneath the display. Even though these sensors are not visible to you, they still behave and function just as well as any other regular sensor. If you think that is amazing, then get ready to be amazed some more. The biggest obstacle towards creating the display was the positioning of the front camera. And for this, we had to really, really think out of the box. We hid the 8MP front camera under the display and now control it with a micro-drive system. This micro-stepping motor includes an independent drive IC and precise control algorithms so that it works the way we intended it to. It's there when you need it, and when you don't require it, it's not taking up valuable space on this display that can be better used as a screen. We also carefully adjusted the elevation speed and added some great sound effects too. What we wanted was the best possible balance of practicality, usability, and beautiful aesthetics. We believe this is an incredibly clever way to achieve the ultra full view display without compromising on the user experience. This technology is indeed very clever. It is possible that more smartphone manufacturers might try to adopt this technology. And I say, good luck to them. But you should remember who did it first. It was pioneered by Vivo. The innovations in NEX are not only limited to the front part of the display. When you turn over the device, you also get a series of pleasant surprises. We have used innovative color diffraction technology to provide you the NEX in black. When you hold NEX in your hand, you will definitely be amazed. One more thing that we're really proud to integrate into the ultra full view display is the in-display fingerprint scanning. 2 years ago, if someone had told us that complex fingerprints can be scanned through the display to unlock a phone, we would have said science fiction. But with our dedication to perfection, it is now a reality. Even though others are still experimenting with the in-display fingerprint scanner, Vivo has shipped more than 2 million devices with working in-display fingerprint scanners. And with NEX, this technology is in its 3rd generation. The 3rd generation is 50% more accurate than the previous one. It can also scan a larger fingerprint image by using a much smaller sensor. We've been able to reduce the rejection rate by 30% and improve the unlock speed by 10%. Now, summarizing the display of NEX for you, it comes with 6.59 inches of ultra full view display, which is made possible through screen soundcasting technology, hidden light sensor, hidden proximity sensor, 3rd generation in-display fingerprint scanning, and most importantly, the elevating front camera. This video will tell you more about it.
Bang, bang, boom. I won't be your waiting hand. I won't be your stepping stone. I don't need another man. I can make it on my day. The clock is ticking. I feel it shaking. Can you feel it trembling? Can you feel the room? So tell me, are you ready? Do you like me? Nothing's gonna stop me until I break through. I'm gonna make you go bang, bang, boom. Bang, bang, boom.
Vivo smartphone.
Thank you. Thank you. That video really showed us how beautiful this ultra full view display is. But let me assure you, it looks more beautiful in person. Another thing, again we ask you, what is NEX? The NEX is like a human. And to be more precise, it has artificial intelligence that is like a human. We have equipped NEX with Google Assistant and Google Lens out of the box. We've also given a special button so you can access Google Assistant and Google Lens by just the press of a single button. This is not possible without top quality software and top quality hardware. Through a deep cooperation with Qualcomm, we have made sure that NEX AI engine is 3 times more powerful than the predecessor. But that's not it. Jovi can also help you in taking great photos. We have equipped NEX with AI scene detection and AI filters technology.
8 मेगापिक्सल का ना
The AI scene detection on NEX can detect up to 17 different scenes. So whenever you open the camera, it can automatically detect the mode you're trying to capture and configure the camera settings for you. After you have taken the picture, it will suggest best filter you should use according to the condition to give you the best possible results. Another feature that we're really proud to announce is our AI portrait framing.
अच्छा
I think all of you will
Right.
agree that smartphone cameras that we have in our hand are getting better day by day. But the pictures they take are not getting better. We believe that is partly due to poor composition. And that is why you see images like this on social media all the time. So to correct that, we are introducing AI portrait framing. We are using AI to let you guide where you should keep your subject while taking the picture. This is a next step in the photographing experience. Take a look at these pictures on how the AI portrait framing can improve your photography experience and make you a better photographer. A great challenge that photographers face is the backlight while taking the pictures. But with advanced hardware and advanced AI algorithms, that is not the case with NEX. The dynamic range is as high as up to 11.3 exposure value. So that means all the details that are captured in dark areas as well as in brightly lit areas are captured and preserved carefully. We have also used smart frame selection technology, and now your phone can decide the number of frames to use per picture to give you the best possible backlight effects. If you know Vivo, then you know how good our face beauty effects are. So without further explanation, let's take a look at the samples. We've also equipped NEX with P3 color gamut photography and P3 color gamut display. The stark difference between a P3 color gamut display and a non-P3 color gamut display can be seen in the image behind me. It enables you to see a wider range of colors in a more accurate manner. Summarizing the key parts of the Vivo NEX cameras for you, it comes with new generation Sony IMX363 sensor, 12 megapixel dual pixel sensors, f1.8 large aperture, 1.4 micron pixel, 4-axis OIS, and P3 color gamut technology.
रात में अच्छा फोटो
This
आएगा
video will tell you more about the photographing prowess of NEX.
I wanna dress you down.
Thank you. That's how good the camera on new NEX is. But we weren't satisfied with that. We also wanted to improve the gaming experience on NEX. If you think of your world as a game, then NEX is a perfect device for you. It never runs out of power, never loses signal, never overheats, and of course comes with top-class specification. NEX runs on Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, which boosts the CPU and GPU performance by 30%, and while still remaining power efficient by 20%. Adding to that, a big 6.59-inch vibrant display, 8 GB of RAM, and 4000 mAh of battery, you get a gaming experience that is unmatched by any other phone. We have addressed one of the major issues that gamers face while playing games, that is overheating. We have devised a new cooling system for NEX. Now, even after hours of playing games on the highest levels possible, it only reaches human skin temperature. Take a look at these impressive statistics. This is what zero overheating looks like. I'm sure when you get your hands on the NEX, you will definitely feel an improvement in this regard. This video will tell you how we have optimized the gaming experience on the NEX for you.
That clock is I got the feeling, we got the feeling. The sun is high, the clouds are red. I think I wanna taste it. Got the feeling, I got the feeling.
Vivo smartphone.
At Vivo, we are dedicated towards providing our consumers with the best-in-class audio experience. Hi-Fi is in Vivo's very DNA. And with NEX, we take a hi-fi experience to a new level. We have used system-in-package technology and packaged a digital-to-analog converter and 3 operational amplifiers into one single chip. Even though this reduces the space it takes, it optimizes the audio quality and reduces the and increases the power efficiency, which gives you the audio quality that you cannot get on any other phone. That was all the highlights from NEX. Reviewing some key specification of NEX, NEX has a 6.59 inches of ultra full view display, 8 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage, Qualcomm Snapdragon 845, 12 megapixel dual pixel sensors, 8 megapixel elevating front camera, third generation in-display fingerprint scanning, and 4000 mAh of battery. That's all there is to know about the NEX. Thank you, and thanks for being a great audience.
Thank you, Ankit. Wow, that does look like a piece of tech out of a sci-fi movie. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome on stage Mr. Jerome Shen, CMO Vivo India, to unveil the latest offering from Vivo, the NEX.
Hello everyone, good afternoon, namaste. Mina naam Jerome hai. Okay, welcome to today's launch, and thanks a lot to our business partners and our friends from the media. Thanks a lot for the past 4 years that you're supporting continuously to Vivo. And without your supporting, we cannot grow so high. So thanks again. You know, Vivo NEX is a device for the future. It comes from a vision, but today it becomes a reality. And without the supporting, without the care, without the passion from our R&D team, the design team, the quality control team, we cannot make this happen. And because of your supporting, because of the passion of the team, we continuously create surprising for our target, for our end consumers. So now, its most exciting part, Vivo NEX, the price is 44,990 Indian rupee. It will be available from 21st July with the selected partner stores, Vivo V stores, and Amazon.in. So now let me present you the future. Okay, let's take a selfie with the elevating camera. Thank you very much. Enjoy the lunch. Enjoy the future. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all once again for taking out the time to join us today. For those of you who cannot wait to get their hands on Vivo NEX, I invite you all to proceed to the NEX Experience Center and experience the NEX up close and personal. The NEX Experience Center is just behind the elevated main stage.
The future is borderless, and that future is here.
I've got the Vivo NEX.
The fully bezel-less phone.
No notch, no obstructions of any kind. There's what your full screen display looks like.
It is like just holding a window into something.
The screen is 6.59 inches. Snapdragon 845.
8 gigabytes of RAM,
128 gigs of storage,
and a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. This is a full flagship from Vivo. The front-facing camera, where is that? Slides up and down whenever it's needed and makes this noise in the process.
So it is a dual lens setup with a flash underneath.
12 megapixel primary and 5 megapixels. Our bezel-less future has finally arrived.
The future is borderless, and that future is here.
I've got the Vivo NEX.
The fully bezel-less phone.
No notch, no obstructions of any kind. There's what your full screen display looks like.
It is like just holding a window into something.
The screen is 6.59 inches. Snapdragon 845.
8 gigabytes of RAM,
128 gigs of storage,
and a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. This is a full flagship from Vivo. The front-facing camera, where is that? Slides up and down whenever it's needed and makes this noise in the process.
So it is a dual lens setup with a flash underneath.
12 megapixel primary and 5 megapixels. Our bezel-less future has finally arrived.